So if you're just starting out and playing the piano and you haven't got any idea where to start, hopefully this little short introduction will help you to find your way around the keys and to get your fingers moving. So the first thing you'll notice if you look at a keyboard or a piano, the first thing you'll notice is that there are black keys and white keys. In the beginning, you'll mainly be playing the white keys, but in order to find your way around the keys, if you don't have stickers, as I have, you need to know how to find notes such as C and F, and you do this by locating them in relation to the black keys. So you'll see you have groups of 2 black keys and groups of 3. They alternate all the way along the keyboard. So just to get your fingers moving, to start off with, take your right hand, hold it in a sort of nice relaxed, slightly curved fingers, in a nice relaxed pose, and go through all of the groups of 2 black keys on the keyboard, and using those 2 fingers, play every group of 2 black keys. Do the same thing with your left hand. Play 2 black keys. I like this exercise because it gets your hands just in the right shape for playing. Let's do the same thing with the groups of 3 black keys. So this time you're going to use these 3 fingers. Work all the way down to the bottom, then back up, all the way up to the top. So if you look at the black keys, if you find a group of 2 black keys, you'll see just to the left, that note there is C. This note is also called C. This note is also called C. What I want you to do is, starting with the C that's immediately in front of you, play all of the groups of, starting with the group of 2 black keys that's in front of you, play all of the C's on your keyboard. Do it along with me. Start at the bottom. C, 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 C. Okay, so from C you can work out where all the other notes are, because that's C. The next one along is D, E, F, G. If we start at C and go the other way, we go down through the alphabet, B and A. And you can see from these stickers on here that basically the notes A, B, C, D, E, F and G just repeat. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So C is always just to the left of 2 black keys. If you look for 3 black keys, F is always just to the left of the 3 black keys. So now let's see how quickly you can find each of these notes on your keys. I'm going to call out the letter name and you play it, and then I'll give you a couple of seconds, and then after that I'll play it and you can check if you got it right. So first of all, can you play a G? So a G is here or here. Next, play a C. So we've done that one. Here's a C. Here's another C, here's another C. Next, play a B, but try and play one that's low down on the keys. By low down, we mean to the left. The notes to the left sound lower. So there's a B. Here's another B. Now play an F. Remember, F is just to the left of 3 black keys. Play an F that is high up. There's one. Now play an A. A is here. Play me 2 more A's. Now play a D. So D is in the middle of 2 black keys. Here's a D. You play 2 more. Now play an E. Here's an E, just to the right of 2 black keys. And here's another one. Remember, when you put your hands on the keys, I'm not really holding my fingers correctly, am I? Because I'm just pointing with one finger. But normally when you play, your fingers should be nicely rounded like this. Now let's do some exercises with our fingers, which will help to get your fingers moving and moving independently, and you'll start to use some of these little tiny muscles you've got in your hands that operate your fingers, which you basically hardly ever use for anything else. So your fingers have numbers when you're reading piano music. This is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in the left hand, in the right hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you need to be able to move all these fingers, as I've said. So what I want you to do is to, holding your hand, your right hand, in a sort of gently curved position, pop it on the keys, and with your thumb on middle C. This C here is middle C. It's the one it's the C, of all the Cs that are on the keyboard, this is the one that is the closest to the middle of your keyboard. And your fingers are bent round like this, so your fingertips are touching the keys and the edge of your thumb is on the C. And I want you to play these notes with fingers 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 as smoothly as you can. Watch first and then try it yourself. So you're keeping it quite even. Off you go. So, and again. So as you play another note, you play one note, and as you play the next note, the first one comes off. And as you play the next one, that one comes off. The D comes off. You play the F and the E comes off. You don't want to do this. And you also don't want to do this. We want the notes to sound joined up, but not overlapping. So as that one comes up, that one goes down. Then swap hands and do the same thing with the left hand. I'll demonstrate first. So you might want to pause the video and try that a few times. Then go back to the right hand and start on finger 5 this time, finger 5 on a G. So pause the video and have a go. Then swap hands. This time start with finger 5 of the left hand on F. So you're just working up through your fingers. 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Now try and go up and down. So with your right hand, always keeping your fingers nicely rounded, playing just one note at a time. And now with the left hand. That's a good speed, but if you want to, go slower. And when you get used to it, you could do it more quickly. Then, if you can fit both of your thumbs on middle C, you could try doing both hands at the same time. And when you get good at it, you can go faster. So as you can see, my fingers are always staying in that same relaxed position. If you try to go faster and you find yourself doing this, you're going too fast. Stay relaxed all the time. So having practiced that a few times, it'll be much easier when you come to start trying to read music and starting to use your fingers independently, because you will already have had practice at using them all. I hope that was helpful.
Now let's have a look at how music is written down on the page. We can see here that music is written on a set of 5 lines, like this. So these 5 horizontal lines show you how high the note is. So notes that are written higher up on the stave here are higher on the keyboard. Or in other words, they're further to the right on the keyboard. Whereas notes that are written lower down, like this one, are lower on the keyboard. If you have a treble clef sign, this sign's called a treble clef sign, if this is at the start of the stave, it shows you that the notes written on it are all notes that are to the right of middle C. So this note here is an E, the E just to the right of middle C. This is a G, this is a B, this is a D, and this is an F, and so on. The notes can be written on the line, as with this F, or they can be written in between 2 lines. So between this is the also an F. These are 2 different Fs, and this is an A. Between F and A, you have the note G, which will be on the line. Between A and this C, you have the note B, which is on the line. The left-hand notes are shown with a bass clef at the beginning of the stave. So these are all left-hand notes, and the lower they are on the stave, the lower they are, or in other words, the further to the left they are on the keyboard. This note here is an A. This is the A, which is just 2 notes to the left of middle C. Middle C isn't shown on here. Middle C can be written like this in the bass clef. It's got an extra little line, and like this in the treble clef. But we'll come on to that more later on. Obviously, when music's being played, you have shorter notes and longer notes, and those notes group together to form the beat. Most commonly, you have groups of 4 beats, and you have a time signature at the beginning of each stave, just after the clef sign, and the time signature consists of 2 numbers. At the moment, we're only interested in the top of these 2 numbers, the top one. And the time signature 4/4 means 4 beats in each bar. So you'll hear that as grouped in groups of 4. You'll be able to tell when you listen to the music that it's in groups of 4. So when you get a group of 4 beats, at the end you have a bar line. Then you get 4 more beats. Obviously there's no notes in this bar here, so you'd normally have 4 beats worth of notes in there. And then at the end of a piece of music you have 2 bar lines, a thin one and a thick one, which tells you that you're at the end of the tune. So because you have notes that last for different amounts of time, you have different types of notes which show how many beats you should hold each note for. So if you have a note like this, that's just a circle, that's 4 beats long. In the UK, it's called a semibreve. In the US, it's called a whole note. If you have a note that is a circle, but it's also got this line, which is called a stem, that's held for 2 beats, and it's called a minim or a half note. And if you have a note that's coloured in, So the note head here is coloured in, and it also has a stem that's only 1 beat long, and it's called a crotchet or a quarter note. A 1 beat note, if the pulse of the music is slow, a 1 beat note could last for a long time. If the pulse of the music is quick, the 1 beat note could be quite short. Often the actual speed of the pulse is shown as beats per minute. So for example, if you have 60 beats per minute, that would mean a 1 beat note would be 1 second long. However, if you have 120 beats per minute, which is not at all unusual, in that case, a crotchet would be a half a second long. Yeah, because there are 120 of those beats in a minute, so each one must be half a second. It still counts as a 1 beat note though. I hope that's helped. The main thing to remember is that you mostly learn how to read music by actually reading it and playing it on the piano. So don't worry too much if any of this is not clear at the moment. But if you do have any questions, please do comment below and ask the question, and I'll try to answer it as best I can. See you in the next lesson. Bye.